Need to start.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call please.
Alan Ulirini.
Here.
Jen McCarr.
Here.
Yes.
Approval of minutes for March 20th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from March 20th, 2024.
Second. Roll call please.
Alan Ulirini.
Yes.
Jennifer McCarr.
Yes. Correspondence.
Oh, shoot. Not, sorry.
I apologize.
That's okay. It was
Get
hectic.
started.
We're good.
I really do. I got things to do. I still have an hour drive ahead of me.
I think Adam is on as well.
Anybody, we're good. We can.
We're good. We're good.
All right, rate study. What do we have?
So sorry, let me get my paperwork.
Okay.
Every 4 years, I know the town conducts a rate study in regards to that. So we conduct that rate study. I believe that normally in the past, we've gone through Baker Tilly, and that is basically, I believe, for sanitary sewer rates to see if they need to up or down.
Okay.
So we are coming up on that 4 year mark. So I just wanted to get that on your radar. Just wanted to get that on your radar. That way you're gonna have to get that scheduled or look into that, so.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I can take my last name back, so I can go back to Fuller. It's a lot easier to spell.
All right, lift station number 2 flow meter. Is that for the repair that needs to be done? Is that why?
Yeah, he's been seeking, Adam has been seeking proposals to replace the flow meter and number 2 lift station, the existing unit, you can't get parts for, therefore it needs to be replaced. So in the meantime, we are doing daily pump readings every morning around the same time and reporting that. Until we have a solution, that's just all we can do right now. He has one proposal from Gas Rota, and he's waiting on one more. I gave you guys a packet. In that proposal from Gas Rota for, it's $11,475.43 to replace that.
And you said he's getting one more?
Yeah, he's waiting, waiting on
No.
one. Yeah, the one for $11,475.43 is from Gas Rota.
Okay, so, you wanna wait and see what the other one comes?
Yeah, I mean. I appreciate
Okay, so I think we're gonna wait. Adam, if he's on.
I think he's on.
Yeah.
I'm here.
To see what- Okay,
She's here.
to see what the other proposal comes in at. We did talk to Jeanette and Shem, and they did not see where we would get fined in our contract. So unless there's another contract out there that we don't know about, we are still good.
I appreciate you looking in. No, I appreciate you looking into that. And so when I was told that, I want to make sure that our bases were covered. And I agree. Let's wait till the other proposal comes in before we make any final decision. I thank you for considering that.
Okay. All right, reports, sorry, Adam.
Well, as you guys know, I had out of town, so I will be reading his sanitation report.
He's actually on your shoulder like a bird.
I know. So on March 26th, we had an emergency call out to Station 3, which needed a new transducer and a new 152 control unit installed in it. Superior Pumping was called out to assist with the installation for the new transducer and for the new transducer part, which we do not carry on the shelf. We had another emergency call out Monday, the 15th. We had a power surge in town, so lift stations were calling out. So the security department came out, covered Adam, and, we had to reset all the stations and make sure everything was working properly, pumps were running. And, we were able to, to make sure everything's good. Yes, so springtime is here, and it's time for our biannual cleaning of all 6 lift stations by Eagle Services. It'll take approximately about 2 days to complete. We are waiting on some dates from Eagle Services. Adam will get in touch with Greg or Chaz, we can meet up a set up date for figure out a dumping area at the mill. Enclosed in your packet is a quote from Eagle Services for $2,100 per day to the cleaning.
It really has been 6 months, maybe?
Yeah, it's time flying,
I would think about it, I'm like, ooh, it's actually been 6 months, we just did it like yesterday.
Right. Phone lines for lift stations 5 and 6 went down at the same time. We don't know exactly why they went down, judging by all the rain. I would imagine that would be the contributor to it. We've had a lot of heavy rains lately.
Are they back up and working?
I would imagine so. Adam, they are up and working, right? As they call us out.
Yes, they are up and working. And matter of fact, when we had the power surge, number 5 was the one that called me to let me know that it was a power issue. So yes, they are working, and even though I'm not in town, I'm still calling them every morning to make sure that everything is in working order.
Also, sanitation department's 4 gas meter has been finally repaired and returned to us in working order. It had a number of things wrong with it and needed some calibration. The estimated cost for repair was $383.20. They will be mailing out the final invoice to us.
Okay.
And lastly, at this present moment, we cannot do any maintenance or emergency repairs that will require us to enter any confined space, nor can we perform any rescue attempts if the contractor needed it. Work that may require us to enter a confined space includes, but are not limited to, replacing guide rails, pump replacements, flow meter maintenance, sewer and stormwater inspections, etc. Due to the fact that we have not taken a CFR 1910.460 class, Bill Arney was setting this up before his departure. We need to have this class because there is a potential for us to operate in these environments to perform our job. In the packet that I have given you, there's a quote of the cost of the class. The class will be an 8-hour class with an estimated price of $2,150 from Safety Training Services, who would put on the class for us. Adam has reached out to other vendors. This has been the only one that has returned any information. I think it's an important class. We can't get in any hole, no matter what, without it.
Have we done this class in the past?
I've been here now.
Then why is it now something that we have to have? Like, what has changed?
We haven't had to go in the hole yet.
You hire that out to the people.
I
I mean, it's like what I'm
In the
thinking,
past, but I'm just saying, like, what,
when you, like, you can't go, but that means like, you can't go down in a manhole to look inside. I mean, lift station, no confined space,
I
yeah.
think Adam will know more about that. Adam?
So I don't have an answer for Jennifer as far as why we haven't done it in the past. I can't answer that. What I can say is my past training as far as with the safety and everything else, it is mandated by the government that we have at least 8 hours of the confined space entry class and 4-hour update as needed. I'm looking at the standpoint as forgive me for my sorry to as a standpoint is no other effort. This is our only last resort effort. So yes, I understand that. And when these lift stations were built, they were built with the contention that we should not have to enter them for any kind of repair. But we've already had lift station 2 relined. We've already had the rails replaced in a couple others because they've rusted out and so forth. And we've had a couple cables break and so forth. What And I believe, I wasn't here when all that happened, but the majority of that, I believe what happened was that was contracted out to be done. So I'm looking at it as a standpoint as far as us, if we're doing emergency repair and I don't have anybody to come out to repair, to do the things I need to get done in a sufficient time measure, then it may be up to us to do that work. And for us to do that work, we should be at least 1910, 146 certified. If we have to do, even if we were to open a hole, let's say at lift station 3 or lift station 4, where we do not have the safety measures in place, where there's an accident or something of that nature, I'm looking at it as far as an insurance policy as a cover for the town. I want to make sure that our guys are covered and we have at least a minimum requirement to be confined space certified.
When was the last time you guys were considered in a confined space?
We do a confined space almost weekly, so it may not be permit required, but we still do confined space weekly. So in Jennifer's, I'm pretty sure, and I'm sorry, not Jennifer's, I apologize. In Nicole's report, I think we did an average of 13 confined spaces last month. My number may be off or something like that. And now there's a difference between a permit required and non-permit required confined space. In the event that we have to go down, let's say, the manhole at Cornell's Landing on Fairchild to go clean the benches or something of that nature. Right now, in fact, there are some particles down there on that manhole, which I cannot reach with the pressure washer, but yet I have to get out of there before they become septic. I cannot do that until we are confined space certified. So I can't answer you the why it hasn't done in the past. I can't answer you that the way aspect that I'm looking at it as is we should have the certification. We need to have the certification in order to perform the job in which we do. Most of our work that we do is below grade or in a confined space. None of these are designed for continuous occupancy. None of these are designed for a secondary egress. And that puts us in a very, very bad trick bag. And I'm looking out for the betterment of the town when I'm recommending this course.
You have a question?
So, and I've never taken confined space training, but I've heard the never, for me personally, never go down. But I guess what my question is, if you take this training, do you have, I assume, the associated monitoring equipment? Because that's another purchase that you would have to, I don't know what the O2 meters are on this point, or it's not even CO, it's gonna be the toxic fumes, it's gonna be sewer gas fumes. Do you have those meters, or is that, because you could get certified, but if you don't have the equipment, yeah, if you don't have the stuff, just know that that may be an additional purchase if you don't already have it.
I guess I'm just trying to understand why now we have to have it, but before we haven't, and you did 39 last month.
We do have the equipment. We do have the 4-gas meter. That is what just got repaired at Sensit. We do have the tripod. We do have the rescue device. We do have the harnesses. We have everything in which is required for the confined space, with the exception of the guys sitting through the 8-hour class. That is the only thing that we're missing.
So if we have all the equipment, the 4-gas meter, the tripod, the harnesses and everything, why do we have that equipment if we've never had the 8-hour training before now?
I can't answer that question. I said this when this was put in my lap, I just going off of what we have and what the job title entails, and this is where we're at. I'm recommending that we take this class so that the town is covered.
I think that might be an issue from the prior sanitation, lead on why they didn't, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, either way, with the quote that you've submitted to us, I'm not okay with approving because they it's all quoted for Burns Harbor Fire Department, employee, and it says in here, employees at the Burns Harbor Fire Department. Located in Burns Harbor, Indiana, like, everything's for the Burns Harbor Fire Department. Or addressed to the Burns Harbor Fire Department.
I understand. I understand, and that's a misconception, and I apologize because that's probably where we're gonna be holding the class, and they know the person that did the quote knows I'm associated with them. I can change that to where it says sanitation or employees. I'll have that changed. So, and that's not a problem.
What other companies did you reach out to, Adam, for this training?
I've reached out to SCI, which is just down the road there, right next to Eagle Services. I've also reached out to Code Red, and I have yet to receive a quote back from either one of them.
When did you contact both Code Red and SCI?
That was about 2 months ago. So I contacted all three companies at the same time.
I would reach out to them again, so we have some comparison. Is this price $21.50? Oh, it says up to 12 students. How many people would we have to send to this class? 5, 4.
I made it open to 12 people, but that those numbers can change. It's a rate based on the classroom size itself. So in the quote, you see that it says up to 12 students. So from 1 to 12, it's going to be that 21, whatever. Over 12 students, it obviously would be more.
Okay, but right now I'm thinking you, Adam, Brandon, Mike and Andrew, 4 students.
Correct.
And then
See what other.
we would have to pay them their hourly rate along with this. But I would like to see the other quotes and them not say Burns Harbor Fire Department.
No problem. I'll take a look at it.
Thank you. Yeah, and he'll have to come to minutes. Just email those to me or CC me in those emails with those companies.
Will do.
I guess so the Sensit quote, or is this something that's already been done?
That's correct. That's meter has been repaired and is now back in our possession.
Okay, so this isn't what you sent us, this isn't the bill from them? Or is it?
No,
This
that
is
was
estimation at the top.
that's the estimate they gave us for repair, and it fell under the $500 limit. So I told them to go ahead and do the repair. They're sending the final bill, and that should be coming in any day now.
Okay, well, on this estimate, that also says bill to Burns Harbor Fire Department. It cannot say that. It will come out of their. So before they send that final bill, I would get in touch with them.
All right, I'll ask them to change that.
Yeah. Okay, where are we at here? Do you have any-
I have nothing else. Do you, Adam?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Is Greg on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Greg?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi. So I don't have a whole lot this month. I mean, besides the letting you know that we filed all the compliance paperwork by the due date for last month. We've had no issues there mechanically or operationally, no exceedances, no violations, no excess flow or anything like that. Everything's been running well. Other than that, I don't really have anything.
Thank you. Jeanette?
Okay, so 2 things. One, Adam wasn't here. Yesterday, Brandon, and I don't know the other person.
Andrew.
Andrew, and then another person from my office. We did do the pump down test on 3 out of the 6 lift stations, and we'll probably go back out again next week. We did lift station number 2, 3 on Hagland and 5 at Luke Oil. And so, but what I haven't been able to do yet is do that again, where I compare to the daily, because your telemetry is down, right? So I would have to even go back, like, and see how they compare. So we're in the process of analyzing that. So just know that that's on the way. And, I had Nicole print out 2 quotes that I got for metering. These just came in the last couple days. Now, if I recall correctly, you did approve up to a certain dollar amount metering last month. But so I'm not necessarily asking for your approval on these at this point, but and I need to make sure that they're apples to apples. They each one kind of wrote it a little differently, so I need to figure out which one is the better cost, because we were asking for 3 meters. And we're also gonna take a look at the meter that you brought with you tonight. So we're not making a move on this yet, because like I said, I gotta compare them and make sure that they line up. I will say that, so the 2 were gas voted, which you've worked with before. And this other one is the sewer assessment services. I think they're out of like Schaumburg, so they're a bit of a drive, but they do smoke testing. So if we feel that where gas voted doesn't do that. There was a company, the one that lined the station number 2, and again, I know that's before your time, but that company, in the moment, I'm blanking on their name, National Power Routing. Actually, National Power Routing smoke tested, for the town probably about 10 years ago. There was like a smell, I think in around the Westport area, and they did some smoke testing, but they don't do it anymore. So, if we decide that we want smoke testing, which they'll be looking for leaks, right? Like, it's coming up in someone's basement, or there's a break somewhere. This company does it, whereas, guess what, it doesn't. So that's more of an FYI. Not sure if we'll get to that point of wanting the smoke testing, but just know that we've been working on this, and like I said, try to compare the apples to apples and see, what we think. And obviously, we'll let you know by email, if what we come up with. So, I can't think of anything else.
Thank you. You can always spit it out.
No, and we haven't heard anything. I know I personally, like, when I submitted that report to IDEM, I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
And I don't think that Shem's heard anything recently either, so I don't know if you, sounds like you haven't received any correspondence, so, yeah, okay, I'm done.
Old business, we have nothing. Nothing for future infrastructure. Nothing going on that I can think of that would affect us. New business. Approval of claims and purchase orders submitted with 2 or more signatures. Do we have any?
Yes.
We do, okay.
Motion to approve. Claim purchase orders submitted with 2 signatures. Is there 2 of them?
2 or more.
Oh,
2 or more.
I was asking how many.
So only 2 of you.
Second, roll call, please.
Alan Miliarini,
Yes.
Jennifer McCullough,
Yes. Spending review. Anybody do any questions on our spending review? Delinquencies. And flow reports. Remember why we're missing station 2's numbers. Good with orders?
I just have one thing to bring up, this was, finally, I did have, Adam went out, and this is speaking of Cortland's 3, Adam went out and looked at the sewers, sewer lines that are, or sewer tops that are not final pavement in Portland's. There are 3 or 4 of them that are severely damaged, one was cracked all the way down. So I just wanted on record that we're pursuing that, and we'll get a report to sanitary department, what needs to be done, so that we can forward it to the developer or builder, whoever it will be, that they're responsible for that damage, because they were supposed to keep the, I looked up in the, minutes, they were supposed to keep, pavement, a smooth transition from the street up to that until that was done. That has not been done, and now we do have damage.
And that's phase 2, we don't have a phase 3.
Right, this is phase 2, correct. Phase, it was supposed to be done when phase 3 is done, that's when they were gonna pave the streets. Because that has not happened, now we do have damage to our existing sewers, and it's gonna get worse than better. And so I would think that this at least needs to be addressed, and we'll get a final report, working with Adam and Brandon to, put before the board that however we need to bring this to the council's attention or whatever.
Those damages come from obviously our plows, anything over 2 inches.
Mhm.
You can't see the manholes.
Did we ever look, I mean, I know it'd be kind of a pain, but like, should we be plowing, not to be crafty, but
I
like,
did.
do we even plow phase 2? Because I know when phase 1 wasn't finished, the town didn't plow. Mr. Lightfoot plowed
It's
Phase
generally
one.
the
until the streets were
accepted.
accepted.
I did look at minutes, and I don't have them with me. I did read where it was transitioned from Mr. Lightfoot plowing that to where it became this township, I believe it was 3 years ago. or
January
2 years
twenty
ago.
nineteen,
What's that?
January 2019.
There you go.
So any damages is on the town, not the developer of Corliss Landing. It's been 3
But
years,
in that-
over 3 years. I mean,
But in that same, minutes that she's talking about, it did state that he will maintain the ramping of putting paving around each of the sewer covers until Corliss 3 or one or the others.
Okay.
So that was part of that, even though we took over responsibility, he was still taking responsibility of protecting those sewer covers. That's in those, written in that document, so that's where it does fall back on Mr. Lightfoot's issue.
Yes, just as long as you do your homework.
I will keep doing it.
I've been marketing with fluorescent things just to kind of help us through the winter,
Yeah.
days the best we can.
I was just thinking, I mean, it's not to stop, but
It's
it's, you just stop at phase 1. And he has to plow phase 2.
we managed for years.
We did, a lot of years, we
There was a lot of years where we
And-
shoveled our streets.
yeah, I mean,
Since I've been here, we've always plowed it and slowly plowed
I would, yeah, I mean,
it. I didn't even know they were.
you know, following your predecessor, you're just going by what you've been
Yeah.
trained. Right. I guess we just need to look into it, maybe we don't plow phase. I mean, and I hate to do that, but
Well, I
at the same
think
time,
that-
it's causing damage to our equipment.
Damage to equipment and plus the drivers, it's a. Yeah, we have 7 or 8 months to figure it out.
Right, exactly,
And you never know.
I still.
you're not even. Cause he knows it can happen. Anybody have anything else? Announcement?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Roll call,
Alan Mulready,
Yes.
please.
Jennifer McCarr.
Yes.
All right.